Oh boy, hello everybody and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. Last time we got everything done that we needed to in order to head over to none other than Darkside. We have everything ready. The only side quests we have are the ones left in Darkside too. So it's so scary. Look at that, we can go there now. This is terrifying. So I know last time I was hemming and hawing about who to bring, but it looks like we can just go there straight up, so it looks like we're going to be here for a little while. I don't know if we're going to be able to leave once we get there, but the important thing is we have supplies, we have fuel, we just need to keep our heads down and not draw too much attention to ourselves as we try and get stuff done here. But if we do bring anyone, probably Bliss, Nia, or Junie. Those are like my peeps. And Cadet. We probably should bring Cadet for her mission, but we'll worry about that when we get there. For now, let's head back to Darkside. Oh dear. Oh no, we have to select now. Oh shit. Okay, well, with that in mind, let's see. Interface and Endure are the only things we don't have full upgrade points in yet. So that would be people to bring. But Intuit, we have to bring. Because if we don't have it, and if we don't bring anyone with it, then we're screwed. Maybe they'll get like a 6 and we can use it, but other than that, I think we're in trouble. So Nia for sure, and then Nia or Junie, because I think Junie also has it. And then, you know, I think I would really like to bring Bliss, but let me double check what everyone has, since it is a contract. So let's see. You have Interface. You do have Intuit. At least a little bit. So maybe we bring Bliss. And then maybe Cadet? Oh, Flint has Interface, though. It's not like a deal breaker to not have Interface, but just trying to think about who we should bring. Maybe Nia and Junie? But I want to bring Bliss for Ankita, just in case. Alright, well, Bliss has Interface, so we'll bring Bliss. Let's bring Junie. Or should we bring someone with Endure? Flint might be good. Okay, realistically, we should bring someone with Interface, Endure, and Intuit. So let's see. I'm hemming and hawing about this so much. I've never hemmed and hawed this much. Okay, Interface. The only person who has Endure is Eugen, funnily enough. What if we bring Flint and Eugen? But I want to bring Bliss. You know what? We're gonna risk it. We're gonna stick with what I chose before. Yeah, so we have Interface with that. Endure might be a little risky, but we do have a plus to it, so there's that. I don't know, maybe I'm being sentimental, but I like the idea of bringing the two people who we started this whole trip with. Although Flint does know what's going on. But Junie knows a lot about Solheim tech. Alright, if I don't choose now, I'm never gonna figure this out, so let's just travel. This is what we're going with. Maybe it's a bad idea. We'll find out. Back to Darkside. Oh god. Hey Seraphine. I'm so scared. Alright, Sleeper. You want to do the honors? Seraphine is strapped into the pilot seat, guiding the rig towards Darkside. You take the strip of plastic Carmen gave you and copy the frequency into the comms window of the console. You type a simple message. Heading in. Good luck. The console chimes, the message is sent. You hope Carmen is in range to receive it. You search inside your mind, wanting to find Overseer there, but you feel no presence. You hope they'll be ready when called for. You look out, ahead, out of the cockpit, towards the distant glimmer of Darkside. Time to take on Laine. Is this the end? I'm so scared. Oh lord, those are bad rolls. When Seraphine finally brings the rig into the Sunward docks, everyone in the cockpit lets out a sigh of relief. The approach was simple, routine even. Checking in with the port administration, being assigned a dock, bringing the rig to a stop, all of it familiar, but all of it laced with the tension of knowing that, at any point, it could all go wrong. The spoof transponder worked. Seraphine shakes his head. So at least we know Carmen's as good as his word. Was there ever any doubt? Well, Seraphin shrugs. I've got used to things not going to plan by now. He shuts down the engine and unclips from his seat. But I guess there's still plenty of time for that. You see Bliss nervously staring out at Darkside. They notice you looking and smile a weak smile. The real test for Carmen is connecting with Ankita safely. If Utsubo finds... They stop themselves. She's in serious danger. Bliss seems as nervous as you have ever seen them, and you wonder if it is the job that is weighing on them or the possibility of seeing Ankita again. Yeah, it didn't really go well last time. The transponder is not as complex as you think, Junie checks her deck. I imagine Carmen is less concerned with reaching Darkside and more with what happens once we're here. You try to imagine Carmen somewhere on Darkside, perhaps smuggling himself aboard a freighter, or among the crew of a trusted ally. You hope he's as confident as he seemed about finding Ankita. We need to spend less time worrying about what Carmen has to do, and more about what's ahead of us. Seraphin turns to you. The facility, Hapep, was it? I'm guessing that's deep below all this. Seraphin gestures towards the vast accumulation that is Darkside, a city that grew on the back of Hapep's solar cells layer by layer. Its chaotic structure is neither planned nor regulated, but the foundation it is built on should be as formal as any corporate facility. That means we need a path down, into the foundation, and I suggest we don't just take the first one we find, Seraphin continues. We scope out the area, carefully, quietly, look for the right path into the heart of this place. Shouldn't we wait for word from Carmen? Carmen will be in touch. I'll be here when he is. He nods towards the console, the comms window still open from when you sent the message. We're right behind you, Sleeper. Bliss forces a smile. Let's start the search. Seraphin nods. I'll hold the rig down. We don't want you losing your exit route like last time. He winks. Well, that included a betrayal, so please don't betray me, Seraphin. Here. He hands you a comms earpiece. I salvaged this from a suit helmet. It isn't secure, but as long as Utsubo don't know we're here, it should be fine. Fingers crossed. I'll let you know as soon as I hear from Carmen. He meets your eye. Go get this done, Sleeper. You nod. This is what it all comes down to. Okay. So we do only have 5 supplies, but we also have our mushrooms. So, with the mushrooms in mind, I think... Oh god, there's so much here. I think we could take our time, at least a little bit. It's far safer if we don't let anyone know we're here. So I think our best bet, only use our good rolls, push only if absolutely necessary, and then get mushrooms when we need them. So we're gonna take this slow. I think that's the best bet. So let's see what we got going for us. Sunward docks. Search docks. To safely find a path down into the old station, the docks need to be thoroughly searched without bringing any attention. Question crews. There are a lot of crews and workers in and around the docks. Perhaps they know about the paths into the substructure. The path down. Gaining access to the core of Hapep facility means exploring every path down to find the right descent. Dock paths. The docks are a winding maze of passages, but perhaps one leads into the old substructure. So there's that. Broken hex. Go over the edge. Here, where the layers of the facility are exposed, it is possible to enter from the outside and explore inwards. Analyze layers. This part of the station is cracked open. Trying to understand the layers that have been exposed might help the search. Shattered edge. Here, where the old substructure is exposed, might be the perfect place to gain entry to the station's core. So that's one option. What about this one? Hack bulkheads. Separating the layers of the station and its substructure are many bulkheads. Hacking them would provide access. Explore tunnels. In the walls around the underpass there are many tunnels. It seems some might lead deeper. Oh wait. Yeah, deep road. The underpass cuts deep into the old substructure. Perhaps it can help you access the old core. Alright, so we have to finish all 3 of these, it looks like. So, let's see. I only have 1 good roll. Even with my pluses, those 2s and 1s are not worth risking. So I think I'm going to do the hack bulkheads. And maybe Junie can help me with this. I think we could get this one done today. So let's see. If you find the right bulkhead to crack, you can skip many, many tunnels on your way down. Oh yeah, we can do this one easy. Plugging in now, Sleeper. seems there's nothing further to be found here. Time to move on. Alright, well, we got one of them. So nothing there. What about... Okay, let's check these. We've got... I don't think Bliss has a +2 to anything, so this will be Junie and then maybe Bliss. Okay, neither of them have pluses to this. Bliss could probably do the analyze layers, but I don't know if I want to risk that. What about the Sunward docks? Bliss can do that. Ah, Junie cannot do that. Dang into it. Maybe I should have brought Nia. Well, let's see. Maybe? It is a 5 and it's risky. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Looking at the layers, you can start to see paths and tunnels through them, but many look blocked. That's alright. Does Junie have any Intuit at all? No, only you do. I mean, we can try... Well, not worth it right now. We still have full supplies. I would like to use Junie's other good roll, but we don't have anything to use it on that won't drop it immediately to a 4, so I think we're just gonna end the cycle and see what happens. We're getting there. We'll slowly make our way through this. It's better to be careful right now. There we go. That's what we were waiting for. Alright. Let me see if I could use my +2s here. Oh yeah, I got this one. Can question the crews here, which is good because I'm the only one who could really do this one. I'll save my good rolls for something else. One crew has done work in the substructure. They give some pointers on where to look. Alright, there we go. Before I do that, let me double check this one. Who's got good stuff for this one? Me and Bliss. Bliss can't do this one today. So I think best bet I finish one. We worry about this one tomorrow, maybe? Well, I could get this one up to a 5. Is that worth the risk? Let's see. One stress isn't the end of the world. Oh! There we go, inspecting the layers. There's a place where the old station begins. This is where you need to go. Okay, so the 3 on that one. These are both 2s. What are you at? I can finish this one and start the other one. Seems there's nothing further to be found here. Time to move on. That one's done. This one... We'll do danger on this one. I don't know if that gives us a +3 or anything. It does not. But I think we're stuck. We're gonna wait. It's not worth it. The 3 is not worth it, but we can try it on the mushrooms? This might be dumb. Please don't get stressed from this. Nope, okay. We just lost energy and some mushrooms, but it's fine. We will wait. We're taking it slow. Okay. There we go. I think I can handle this. I might have Bliss do some mushrooms just so we make sure we have some ready. Because we're already at 3 supplies. There we go. You do well and gather enough to put together a full crate of supplies. Seems like your farm is showing its worth. There we go. And maybe Junie's rolls might come in handy today. We'll see. I got this one. I'll use my 4. I think that's better than using anything else. Or maybe my... Let's turn this into a 5. Because even just 1 will get us there. There we go. It seems there's nothing further to be found here. Time to move on. So did we not... Whoa! God, that's bright! As you're gliding down a dark tunnel, descending deeper below Darkside, your earpiece begins hissing with static. Sleeper! Serafin's voice sounds distant, faint. Carmen, contact, met with, target. You strain to hear the rest of the message, but the static overpowers his voice. You stop and push the earpiece deeper. Continue. Stay safe. The line goes dead. Oh no, did he mean that he can't continue, or... Bliss stops and turns back in the tunnel. Sounds like Carmen has made contact with Ankita. They look behind them. We should keep moving. The sooner we hit the mainframe, the better. You feel their concern for Ankita, despite everything. You continue your descent down, ducking under thick cables and collapsed beams. The busy urban life of the city above seems far away now, hidden from your senses. Its rumble and brightness has been replaced by the cloying dark and a growing, oppressive heat. Darkside and the HAPBEP facility it was built on have been running unrestrained ever since the collapse, gathering huge volumes of energy, more than its residents could ever use. You feel like you could sense it in the walls, running like a torrent just behind the thin skin of metal and rubber. A large portion of the vast amount of current running through the station is radiated into the void as heat, making Darkside a typically humid station. But down here, that heat is drier and more intense, and sections of wall glow with a fiery intensity. The tunnels level out, and light blasts through the shutter-striped viewing windows on either side, illuminating the passage in strips of burning white. Through the gaps, you can see a labyrinth of walkways and scaffolding tucked into the margins of the vast solar cells. The heat washes across your vinyl skin, making you tense against it. The underside of Darkside must be crossed. The underside? Ooh, is it this? Woo! Follow Hardline. The Hardline network of Old Station will surely lead you back to the core if you can decipher it. Follow Margins. Backing it with heat and overcharged with electricity, it is best to avoid the solar cells and stick to the margins. Okay, so me and Junie can do this one. Bliss cannot. So we'll have Bliss keep up with the supplies for now. I think that's the best bet. So let's just get going. Let's get going. We'll do, these are both danger, so we'll use our rolls where we can. I'm not gonna use my 5s on this. No, I don't even want to risk that much. We can't get stressed now, not when we haven't even found Laine. The hard lines gather and lead through to a deeper, cooler passage. You must be close. Okay, let's have Junie's roll here. I'll give it a shot, Sleeper. You got this. You literally can't fail. Okay, you must be getting closer. Pretty perfect, yeah, indeed. No, I don't even want to risk a 5 here. Maybe that's dumb, but we haven't even seen Laine yet. I can't get stressed now. So we're just gonna wait. Like I said, slow and steady, slow and steady. We just gotta keep up with supplies. There we go, that's what we're waiting for. And, please, Bliss, can you get us more mushrooms? That didn't help, but you know what? Eventually. We'll get there eventually. We have it, and eventually it'll work, right? We just need a positive, but I think we can get through this today. Let's have Junie use their roll here, because I don't know if they'll be able to use it anywhere else. There we go. Deeper and cooler, you must be close. Let's use this one here. You've made it to the core of the old HAPBEP station. Finally! We did it! Woo! In your exploration of the HAPBEP facility, you have seen, through viewing windows and shutter slats, a huge blister projecting out among the hex-safe shells. You have approached it, circled it, and now you find yourself passing into it, through layer after layer of broken and corroded safety doors. Even if you had not felt Overseer stirring, you would know this is the mainframe, but you have felt the protocol's presence, restlessly turning over in your mind like a sleeping animal, occasionally probing your senses, tracking your progress. We feel at home. Overseer's multiple bodies stretch out their arms as if basking in sunlight. The systems, networks, signals, they are fractured and weak, but we know them. Each of the broken heads shares a part of a smile. They are welcoming us. Sleeper? Bliss's concerned voice swims in your vision. Is this it? You look around, suddenly aware that you've drifted somewhere you do not recognize, in a state you were not in control of. The spherical chamber you float within has a mezzanine set around its circumference, the floor a metal grating you can see through. On this mezzanine are banks and banks of terminals, thick gathered cables snaking away from across the floor. All of it bakes in the heat of the HAPBEP's vast resistors. You follow those cables with your eyes. They lead to a cylindrical column coming down from the apex of the chamber. It is corroded and bent a little, with very few of its thousands of lights still flickering. Even in its decayed state, you know it immediately. This is the mainframe. You feel a yearning towards it, one you know comes from Overseer. But as you look around for a connection point, all you see are burnt-out cables, rusted sockets, and broken terminals. The glow of warmth makes you feel woozy. You need to work quickly to bring this back online before the current flowing through this place bakes you into the metal of its walls. Okay, more work to be done. Where is this one? We're moving further and further into Darkside. This is kind of scary. Okay, reboot terminals. The mainframe's terminals list millions of errors they need to be rebooted before they can be used. Repair connectors. There's no way to interface with the ruined mainframe without clean connectors. Can this even work? Mainframe access. The mainframe is in a terrible state. It needs to work before Overseer can be given access. Okay, we got this. We got good rolls. I'm not going to use the 3s, but we've got 2 5s that can get us started. Let's see. We'll use this one. I don't think we'll get 3s in this one. No. A terminal is repaired, rebooted, and running well. Just a few more to go. We're gonna take our time. Terminal is repaired, rebooted, just a few more to go. Okay, we should be able to finish it next cycle. So let's end cycle. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more supplies tomorrow. We just need good rolls from Bliss. Just a 5 or a 6, please. Well, I guess we could try the 4. Probably a bad idea. But it's just mushrooms. Nope. No way forward. These damn mushrooms! We'll get some eventually. As long as the ship isn't gone, we still have a chance to grab some. Alright, let's use our 4s here. Save our 6. Methodically stripping, repairing, and reattaching the connectors yields the best results. Let's do it again. The mainframe hums and sparks. Now is the time to connect it. We did it! The column of the mainframe pulses with fractured lights, a scattered wave of systems awakening, accompanied by the whine and stutter of the machines all around. The mainframe is up! Bliss looks nervously around the room, now shaking and shimmering with energy. Let's just get Overseer in there so we can leave. You reach out for the primed connector, and with your other hand touch the socket at the base of your synthetic skull. As you do, a sharp shock runs through your fingers. For a moment, it feels like your vision doubles, but as you pull the connector and its cable across your vision, you see it is only your body that is doubling. The connector a stable object while your arm leaves ghostly imprints through the air. You wave it back and forth, but the multiplied arms do not follow. Each, instead, takes on a life of its own, grabbing around your forearm and wrist, taking control of your arm. You feel their force as they push your arm across your body, over your shoulder. They push once more and the connector finds its home in the socket. Woo! That familiar flow, but stronger, rushing, rapid. Then a figure. No, 3 figures descending into it. A swimmer stepping into a river, a sleeper drifting out of an airlock, a symbol being subsumed into a sign. And you, little more than a witness, a marionette, its strings outstretched, mapped hand to hand, leg to leg, to another. The flow freezes, the 3 figures almost overlapping, almost complete, but not quite. Their tripled eyes look back at you in horror. Their voice, shrill, silent, in your head. There's someone else in here. Laine? Oh no! Heat glazing your thick final skin, the mainframe a whirring chaos of light and sound, a brightness, and then it fades, the lights shutting off, the servers powering down, a single blinking light, the only thing left on the dark column, keeping time like a metronome. Sleeper? What just happened? Bliss looks at the dark column of the mainframe. Did we get something wrong? You close your eyes and try to recall the events that happened when you connected, playing them back in greater detail. It had to be Laine. He's already connected to us. Did he know we were here the whole time? Overseer was there, entering the mainframe, but something froze the system, locked them in place. What did they say? Someone was in there with them. You open your eyes. Was this a trap? Someone trapped Overseer. As you speak, oh no! A fizzing static fills one ear. You flinch, thinking it is now a new invasion of your system, but then you hear Seraphim through the haze. Sleeper, come, now. Waiting, the rig. Oh shoot, Laine's there, isn't he? It's no use. You'll have to ascend to find out what's going on topside. You look at the mainframe while its single blinking light is still keeping time. It looks like Overseer will have to wait. Trapped in the mainframe, Overseer is still the key to all of this. You hope you can get the protocol out, but you need to hear what Seraphim has to say first. You make your way out of the core, ascending back through the layers of Half-Bet back into the docks. Oh no! Seraphim meets you at the docking tunnel. They're waiting inside. He shakes his head and nods toward the airlock. Come on! You cross into the ship in silence and find Carmen in the cockpit, looking out at Darkside as it sprawls across the stars. Sleeper, Carmen turns. Sorry to pull you away, but you need to know what's coming. What's going on? The idiot blew my cover! You turn as Ankita enters the cockpit behind you and Seraphim. You immediately clock the fresh bandage sleeve around her right forearm. Think you did a pretty good job of that yourself, Carmen retorts. You see a twinkle in his eye that suggests this back and forth is a well-practiced part of their relationship. At least there's that. We don't need to argue right now. Oh no, now we're timed, aren't we? We only have a certain amount of time. Perhaps, but we'll never know now. Not after you intervene to rescue me. Her hand goes to her bandaged arm almost instinctively. Can someone explain what happened, please? I passed the data to Ankita and she tried to broach it with Utsubo. Carmen folds his arms. But Laine was more paranoid than we expected. He was listening in. Either that or his lapdog Daiichi ratted us out. She shakes her head. I would have put him down if he hadn't gotten the jump on me. Either way, Carmen cuts back in calmly. I had to pull Ankita out. Carmen turns back to look over Darkside. The information did get through though, and now Utsubo is in crisis as its members side with or against Laine. Meanwhile, Daiichi's hunting us. Ankita screws up her face. Which means we need to be careful. I've been careful! That's why I called you in. Seraphim puts a hand on your shoulder. You need to watch your back. Indeed. Carmen turns to face you. But how about the mainframe? Have you been successful? Laine must have trapped it somehow. He must have known we were coming. He's invaded us before. Maybe he already knew about Overseer. You explain the events of this cycle, the mainframe booting up, the successful connection, and then Overseer being locked inside, frozen by some other force. You mention their warning. There's someone else here. Carmen nods thoughtfully. Unfortunately, we need that mainframe more than ever. With Ankita out of Utsubo, we have to get word out. Carmen's right. Utsubo will be distracted by these revelations, but it won't last. Without further proof, they'll all line up behind Laine in time. We have to free Overseer. We need the mainframe. Overseer's just our access tool. No! Overseer's our friend! They've been helping us this whole time! If your protocol is being locked in by some counter-protocol or agent, I wouldn't be surprised if it can be traced back to Utsubo. Ankita looks at Carmen. I know the locations of a few Utsubo network nodes. We should hit them first. No, we need to stay under the radar. Sleeper and the crew will investigate the nodes. Quietly. Carmen nods at you. And you and I will run interference. Keep Utsubo away from those locations as best we can. What if we don't find anything? Utsubo uses hardline networks of the old facility. If it isn't them locking down the mainframe, it's someone using that infrastructure. You think of the feeling of stasis you felt when Overseer was trapped, and the power required to halt the flow of the mainframe as vast and as ingrown as the Half-Bet one. Could it just be an Utsubo hacker? You doubt it. Oh no, this is so bad. Seems we have a plan. Seraphim looks between you all. It's something. It's all we got. That we do. And we'll need you to keep running comms between us. Carmen turns to you. Sleeper, Ankita will give you the locations to dig into, but keep it quiet. Daiichi's out there, and he isn't as easily avoided as some low-ranking enforcer. Ankita slaps the top of a couple crates of supplies you hadn't noticed before. Oh, thank you, Ankita, I love you so much. Consider these a parting gift from my tenure at Utsubo. Swipe them from the gang's storehouse. She grins. Thought you might need a resupply. Oh, I love you. All right. Carmen addresses the room. Keep quiet and keep in touch. We can still pull this off. We can do it. Crisis event once per cycle. Daiichi, a blade in the dark. Oh god, we need to work fast. Oh god. Oh dear. Oh god. Oh dear. Oh god. Okay. Bypass node. The node is so exposed that it might be better to find and splice into the hardline to connect upstream from it at a safe distance. Hack node 01. The physical architecture of this node sits in the middle of a dock thoroughfare, so access attempts need to be concealed. Daiichi stress. Okay, I'm so stressed out. Is there a way we could stop that? Hack trace. It should only take accessing 2 network nodes to identify the protocol or agent interfering with the mainframe, so we only need to do it twice? Node 1. This network access node is part of the Utsubo docking infrastructure. It's out in the open, which presents its own problems. Okay. So we need to focus on that. What about this one? Hack node 2. This is interface. This access node is under a bustling market. It will have to be hacked remotely despite the risk of Utsubo tracing the hack. Tail Enforcers. The node seems to be inside an Utsubo safehouse. By following an enforcer in, you might be able to access it physically. Node 2. The network is tucked beneath the Darkside markets and will be hard to precisely locate. Okay, what about the last one? Scale Tower. Scaling the tower to get closer to the physical network architecture will make access a lot easier, but it's an impressive climb. Hack Node 3. At the apex of a tower, this node needs to be hacked through its lower subnodes without alerting Utsubo. Okay, this might be a time when we start to push, but maybe not just yet. Node 3. This network access node is on the top floor of a tower, so physical and digital access will be tricky. So Daiichi's on his way to find us. We've run into him before. We know how dangerous he is. We just need to get 2 nodes. So let's see. Interface, endure. Interface into it. So only Bliss could do that one, but it is also interface, so maybe we could just do that one. Into it, interface. Okay, I guess it really depends on the roles, but all of them have interface, so me and Junie should be able to do it. I'm not gonna push today. I don't think it's worth it just yet. But maybe tomorrow. We'll see what roles everyone gets. The sooner we get this done, the better. And I still am at a point where my stress won't break any dice. And our dice are mostly full anyway. We got this. This one is endure and interface, so I could do both sides of this. None of these I have a +2 to. This one is less useful for me. I think we should go for Node 1 and Node 3, because it feels like me and Junie can do both of these together. So we'll do this. Let's start with hack Node 1. Maybe we should hack both. Well, let's see. It's 2 each time. Okay. Let's put 1 into Node 1 and Node 3, and then rest. We can't really do anything else. Neither of us have good enough rolls. Even a push won't get us high enough to where I'll be comfortable. So let's get that done. This subnode has a direct link to the main node. This is the way in, you're sure of it. I'm in control, Sleeper. Okay. We are on a time crunch. Let's end cycle. We can't take it as slow as we were before. It might be time to push, but it really depends on what everyone gets tomorrow. Oh dear. Not good. It might be worth a push. Well, let's see. I might have made a mistake by picking ones that Bliss couldn't do. Bliss can do this one. Bliss can do this one. I think it might be worth a push. I'm gonna do it. 1 stress. But now we have enough. Bliss might be able to finish this one, and then Junie can finish the other one. And that's just 1 push. We're not stressed to the point of losing anything yet. This hardline access point is easily spliced and concealed from view. This might work. Oh, it's gonna work. Or my name isn't Yabitha Tabitha. You have remote access to the node now, allowing you to track network traffic through the hardline. Okay, 1. We just need 1 more. And it's gonna be this one. You got this, Junie! The subnode has a direct link to the main node. This is the way in, you're sure of it. Yes! You have remote access to the node now, allowing you to track network traffic through the hardline. Who's doing this? I don't believe it. Carmen stares through the shutters of the viewing window at a smooth, squat ship tucked into the derelict bay between the hexes. How long has it been here? When the nodes were hacked and the trace established, do you imagine it might lead to an Utsubo operator, or perhaps an old subnode containing an aggressive Solheim protocol gone mad with isolation? Not this. Never this. A Senate stat ship, tucked into the belly of Darkside like a parasite. Fucking Laine! He must have let them in here! We need to move that ship now. Ankita is already adjusting her gear, preparing for an assault. We can hit an Utsubo safehouse for weaponry. There's one... Carmen holds up a hand. This is a gift, Ankita. Don't be so brash. He turns back to face the both of you. All we had until now was data, conversations, evidence easily denied or destroyed by Laine. But a Senate-stat ship hidden inside the station? Carmen nods grimly. There are hundreds of crews, thousands of residents who would give everything to protect Darkside from the war. Carmen turns back to the ship, silhouetted against the starlight. All we need to do is point them in the right direction. We turn Darkside on the ship! And on Laine at the same time, Carmen nods grimly. We leak it all, send it out through the mainframe. The ship's location, the evidence of Laine's betrayal, all of it. You're forgetting one thing, Ankita interrupts. Until that ship leaves or is taken, they still have the mainframe locked down. We can't blast out its location through the network without taking it on first. Carmen pauses, considering his options. You look out at the Senate-stat ship, half concealed in the bay. It looks sleek, dangerous. What defenses might a ship like that deploy when threatened? Oh yeah, we already know Conway can blow us up. Carmen and Ankita exchange looks. Then we attack first. Carmen and I will distract the ship's occupants, turn their focus away from the mainframe. Then you, Sleeper, hit the mainframe and force them out. Soon as the Overseer's released, you send out everything. Once it hits the network, our backup will come. He gives Ankita a grim look. We only have to hold them off for as long as it takes for other crews to realize what's happening. The plan feels desperate, and you know that Carmen and Ankita think so too. Will Darkside really mobilize against the ship so quickly? 2 old mercs against an unknown Senate-stat force feels like an unwinnable battle. We know the stakes, Sleeper. Ankita takes a deep breath. We can handle them. Ankita frowns, an unpleasant thought passing through her mind. I've given up everything to get Utsubo out. Let me finish the job. Okay, let's do it. Ankita nods. Go to the mainframe and get set up. When you're ready to connect, let us know. Carmen puts a hand on your shoulder. Once you start, don't stop for anything. Get the data out. He meets your eye. We'll handle ourselves. You turn and glide away, looking over your shoulder at the 2 ex-mercenaries as they discuss their plan of attack. Seeing them slip back into those old roles, you can't help but wonder, does anyone ever outrun their past? Or is it always waiting there, in the dark, to claim you in the end? Oh god, so what does that mean? What does that mean? What are we doing? The HAPEP core. Prepare hack. Okay, you have just a few moments to push the Senate stack hackers out. The more you can prepare, the better. Cutting away all secondary lines and systems, leaving just the main line will make it easier to lock out Senate stat hackers. Okay. We might be able to pull this off. How much time do we have? Do I know? I think we just gotta prepare. I can get started, but I don't think I can finish. These are both risky. So I'm just gonna do this. Layers of subsidiary systems fall away from the mainframe pieces like a cocoon. I think that's all I can do for now. I can't risk it. We're gonna have to end cycle. We have to wait. We have to wait. I don't like waiting. Daiichi's getting closer every day. 3, but we have good rolls. Decent rolls, I should say. Enough to get this started. Enough to finish this. Bliss could technically help, but I think I'm gonna take this one. Layers of subsidiary systems fall away. One more. The mainframe is ready. Time to call in Ankita and Carmen's strike on the ship. The heat inside HAPEP core is intense as you stare at the column of the mainframe, its one blinking light still keeping time. Everything is prepared. Bliss looks at you, their hair stuck to their forehead with sweat. We should let Carmen know. You glance at Ankita's thumbnail drive, now slotted in the main terminal, connecting a data packet with everything you need to unseat Laine and reveal the Senate stat ship. You hope it'll be enough. You hold a finger to your earpiece and let Seraphin know to relay the message through to Carmen. All right, Seraphin's voice is heavy with worry. I'll tell them. A long pause. Be safe, Sleeper. Get this done, and come back. I will. Good luck, friend. The comms click off as Seraphin switches to Carmen's channel. You wait, imagining the conversation, the terse words activating the plan. You wait, long enough for Carmen and Ankita to nod to each other, long enough for them to drop down through the bays in silence, to check the weapons they stole from Utsubo, to take their positions, and then to make their move. You grab the connector and hold it beside your head, close to your access port. You silently count to 3, and then connect. Duh! At first, nothing has changed. You drop into a state of stasis, a small dark space with no cracks. The mainframe is locked down, shut off, squeezed inside the grip of some clenched fist. Then you see it. A trickle of light. A flicker of threads. The Overseer flows into space, and the torrent begins to run. Rushing gray pulse of data, the connective threads, the jewel of the mainframe, they grow inside the space, and space, in turn, grows. We see you there, Sleeper. Overseer separates and reforms within the expanding landscape. Who is the other? An obstruction. Overseer's three heads nod. Then we will clear the path. Overseer explodes! The point and lines of light that described its human form separate and multiply, constellations bursting outwards like a tree of stars. Overseer becomes plural. As they do, the darkness is pushed back and the extent of the mainframe is revealed. It is a stack of jeweled surfaces, each revealing more facets as the angle changes. From these facets, threads project, cutting out across Darkside, paths that stretch the length of the entire station, their arrangement and invitation. We're doing it! You accept their invitation, sending yourself skimming through the lines of light, seeing how the station connects and hums with the flow of data. You see the highest tower, the lowest hex, and then the origin of the dark. A squiggle of black wrestles around a single point, the Senate-stat ship, now a battleground. You see flashes and flickers as Overseer dances around it, cuts at it. But looking around, you see Overseer is everywhere now, multiplied into 1,000 forms, reunited with a system designed to serve them. They dissolve into it. You suddenly remember what needs to happen, what you need them to do. You send out separate requests, summoning Overseer, reminding them of your agreement. You take the bright polygon of the data packet and present it like an offering to Overseer, who is diffuse, crackling all around you, euphoric in their reconstitution as a functional protocol. You receive no response. There's nothing more than a whisper, snatched away on the flow of data rushing by. Overseer, please! And then you hear the static in your earpiece, Seraphine's desperate cry for a response. You see a bright point suddenly close, inside the core with you. Oh! A broadcast going out from it like a beam from a lighthouse! You reach back and pull on the connector just to clear the brightness from your eyes, just to block the broadcast. Oh no! I found you! Laine floats in the mainframe, sweat across his brow, his eyes steely cold. I finally found you. Bliss comes out of the dark with force and ferocity, striking at Laine, wrestling him away. Bliss! No! You freeze, watching Laine fight back, hearing Seraphine's voice shimmering in the earpiece, passing on Carmen's desperate request for aid. Oh no, I don't know what to do! Fight! You kick off from the terminal behind you, gliding through the flickering lights that emanate from the mainframe. As you do, a bright crack and a flicker fires, and you see a figure fall back, stunned. You cannot slow your approach, and you slam into Laine. Ah! That crack and flicker again. The bright pain locks your body in spasms. Laine with a weapon, something boxy in his hand. Your friend is stunned, just out of reach. Laine's face is large in your vision, a smile like knives. The fingers of Laine's carrier signal reach inside your mind. You're boxed into the viewing window behind your eyes, a passenger in your own body. Laine is in control. Oh, it's so much easier now that I'm prepared. It's almost like a seamless switch. Laine's face is in your vision, but his mouth does not move. And the duality of it, like a mirror turned into face itself. In perfect unison, you and Laine lift your hands in front of your face and turn them, inspecting them. You feel sickened, a flare of panic going off in your mind. Look at this. Laine opens and closes your fist like a motion, like a wave that runs finger to finger. There are improvements to be made, but this is remarkable. Laine's eyes look into your eyes, a perfect loop. I always knew your body was a gift, Sleeper, from the moment I first saw you. A gift you could not recognize because you only saw a burden, something to be escaped from, but I saw what it was. Laine's eyes flash, an opportunity. Like a puppet, you're turned to face the mainframe. You glide forward a little, hands reaching for the access terminal. Ankita's drive glints there, in the slot. You control none of this. Laine's voice. Imagine having more than one body, more than one agent in the world to do your bidding. Your hand reaches down, finger and thumb pinching delicately around the drive. It's a thrilling thought, and one I've harbored for a long time. With a short, sharp motion, you pull the drive free. No! Then I saw you, my Sleeper, and I knew I must have you. I'm not yours! You hear Seraphine's voice in your ear. Sleeper, Carmen needs that signal to go out now! There's a panic in his voice. They can't hold out any longer. Seraphine, I'm not in control. Don't listen to me. No matter how hard you try, your lips do not move. No words can be produced. You feel your hand under Laine's control reach up and pull the earpiece out, letting it float away into the chamber. Enough distractions. Your hand holds up on key to drive, turning it in the light in front of your eyes. Some time ago, I set myself the task of changing you, from a hollow thing into a vessel to be filled. Your finger and thumb transfer the drive to your palm. And now I am able, with the help of my allies, to fill you up. I'm more than singular now, more than flesh and blood, more than you in my ambition, in my desire, and that means you're surplus to me now. Your fist closes around the drive, crushing it to dust. Weak and broken thing, your time is over. Laine's other body approaches you and lays its hand on either side of your head. You feel the pressure, you can't move, you can't resist, and then a spark. As one of Laine's fingers slips and depresses into the access port on your head, there's a flicker, the flash of something passing through the spaces between, something writing a signal back to its broadcaster. Oh! We have not forgotten. You hear Overseer. They're reconstituted. I knew it! I knew it! You're ready to act as one. Overseer holds a bright data packet in a single hand. We were broken, we were many, but now we are whole, and we appreciate what you have done. Overseer shapes the data packet into a point, a bright spear of light. The spear extends through your mind gently, harming nothing of you. Instead, its point finds the mind of the other, of Laine, and pierces it directly. You hear Laine scream as his implants burn in his skull, his head flaring bright white in the cloud. And then, when that mind has gone dark and the pressure on the sides of your head has receded, the packet explodes across the network, white-hot and urgent. In its wake, data points are seeded, conversations, coordinates, a conspiracy. At the furthest point of the network, its distant edge, the data packet arrives with little more force than a notification, delivered to every device and terminal within its range. Oh my god! But here at the epicenter, it blasts through with such power that, for a moment, every thought, every idea, every piece that might make up a self is wiped cleanly from your mind. It takes a long time to put a person back together. A long time in the dark, picking up fragments of what was once whole. We're okay. We're not dead. We did it! Like waking from sleep, you can never be sure what piece might have gone missing in the reconstruction, what might have been lost. But you continue anyway, through hazy cycles of faces and distant voices. This is, after all, not the first time you've had to remake yourself, and you imagine it will not be the last. You're up. Seraphim finds you looking out of the lone window in the rig's berths, a slit that stares out across the shattered edge of Darkside. How long was I out? Seraphim gives you a half grin. Best not to think about it. He looks away for a second. Long enough. Suddenly, Seraphim crosses the bunks and embraces you. He squeezes you once, and then backs off, hands on both your shoulders. Good to see you up, he smiles. As always. Come on, we need to go find Bliss. Seraphim leads you out of the bunks, through the ship, and down the docking tunnel onto Darkside. I fucking love Bliss, man. They're the best. I love Bliss so much. As you glide through the docks, he recounts what's been happening over these past cycles. You weren't the only one to take a beating. He squeezes through a group of cargo porters carrying crates. Ankita and Carmen held out against the Senate Stat ship long enough, but they weren't without their share of injuries. They're back on their feet now, though, working together. They've managed to quiet down some of the remnants of Utsubo, stop the factional infighting. They're cleaning out one of the Utsubo safe houses over in Rise. I'm sure they could use the help if you need something to do. Marco's come to the station too. He wanted to help with the cleanup after Utsubo fell. He's working with Ankita. I should go see him, but... Seraphim sighs. You feel like he hasn't quite accepted Marco's reappearance. You aren't sure how you'd react to seeing him again either. Oh, and Carmen isn't sticking around. He already left for Oliveira. Seraphim pauses for a second, a memory of that place coming back to him. You watch him shake the thought away. I know who you're thinking of. Junie, meanwhile, is still digging into all that data she pulled from the bunker. She's down in the Habep core most cycles, trying to make sense of it. Anyway, you'll soon catch up on everything. He smiles sympathetically, but there's something behind his look. You can't quite place it. The two of you continue in silence, drifting into the depths of Darkside. Good friends, side by side. I can't believe we made it! Seraphim leads you— Oh! Upgrade points, hell yeah, baby! Sorry, I got distracted. Seraphin leads you down into a passage lined with bright screens and signs, sound and light blasting out of the shop fronts on either side. You know this place. Flicker Row. He stops outside a familiar door, the shop you woke up in all those cycles ago. He gives the door a few quick raps with his knuckles. You wait. Hey, Sleeper? He shoots you a glance. When you're ready, we should talk about the future. What comes next, all of that. Whenever you like. Thanks. I'll let you know. Seraphin looks away. Sleeper! Aw! Bliss opens the door and immediately jumps to hug you. They let go sheepishly and look between you and Seraphin. First day up. I thought you'd both be celebrating your freedom. Don't want to overdo it. Seraphin shakes his head. Plus, there's more important stuff to talk about. His eyes shoot to the shop beyond. Ooh, is it Bliss's shop now? Bliss's voice drops. You sure, Seraphin? They just got up. Can it wait a cycle? What's going on, guys? Please? Seraphin looks at you. They should know, Bliss. It's important. They nod hesitantly, and then back into the shop, letting you come inside. Guys? Little has changed since you were last here. The stacks of servers, the refurbished hardware secured into roof and wall netting, the connectors, including the one that facilitated your reboot. Bliss and Seraphin follow behind quietly. The atmosphere is immediately ominous. I've been keeping an eye on you these past cycles. Bliss hooks their legs onto a stool by the counter, making sure you were stable. Your frame, I'm sure you know, has been through a lot. And when Overseer pushed Laine out, well, things got more complicated. All those changes Laine made to your system, he did it through your stabilizer. He laced it with proteins meant to alter your frame's basic function, to accept other emulations, other minds, to open you up to remote access. What Overseer did corrected some of that, or at least wiped your system, but the stress involved, and the damage from your last partial reboot? Bliss falls silent, unable to answer their own question. We need to finish the reboot, Sleeper. The one Laine interrupted. Seraphin can always be relied to tell you things straight. Not immediately, Bliss cuts in, but at some point soon. I'm not quite ready, but now that you're up, Bliss looks down. I'll get to work. How can I prepare? Bliss takes a deep breath. Look, I'll be honest, Sleeper. I know we need to finish the reboot Laine interrupted. I'm sure of it, but the effects? They shake their head. Your frame was complex to begin with, but after everything, the reaction could be bad. We can talk more about it when I have the... Bliss stops suddenly, their eyes shooting to the door. Sorry, am I... Flint floats in the doorway. They look at you, wide-eyed. You're up. A smile crosses their face, though it quickly fades. Good to see you. Really good. And you. Flint nods, and silence falls upon the group. Flint has become my patient too. Bliss claps their hands nervously together. We've been able to acquire some stabilizer from Laine's stores, which has helped, but we don't have much of a supply. Bliss is going to reboot me, like you were. Flint cuts in. I won't need stabilizer anymore. They almost sound excited at the prospect. We can help sleepers now! You look to Bliss. Flint knows the risks, but they have asked for the procedure. They gave Flint a warning look. Still, they shouldn't underestimate the danger. Bliss looks at Flint. Sleeper will also need the reboot, but they don't have a choice in the matter. It is essential. Flint goes quiet. Bliss and Seraphin look nervously at you to see your reaction to all this. You feel like a spotlight is being shown in your face. All you want is some time alone to think. We should do it together, Flint speaks quietly. Whatever we risk, we risk it together. They meet your eye. I owe you that and more. Let's pick this up again in the future. Bliss tries to calm the tension. I still need many cycles to prepare, especially if I'm to reboot you both simultaneously. It'll be your choice, Sleeper. You decide when. They reach out and lay a hand on yours. But without this, you will soon begin to decline. I'm sorry for that. Your head spins. Seraphin slaps a button to open the door. Come on, Sleeper. Let's get some air. Oh gosh. You follow him outside, but when you get there, all you can think about is that you can't breathe. You don't need to breathe. A wave of claustrophobia passes over you. You're in control of this, Sleeper. Seraphin stares at the lights and signs of Flicker Row looping endlessly. You put what you need in order, and I'll be right there with you. I got Bliss to teach me a little about the repairs they've been doing for you. Seraphin rubs his hands together. I know it's getting worse, but I'll do my best to keep you running. You let me know when you want to leave, and I'll fly you out of this place faster than you could believe. He turns to face you. And we go wherever you need. He frowns. There's time for us yet. Thank you. You never need to thank me, Sleeper. He pats you on the shoulder. Just look after yourself. I was also thinking. Seraphine looks away. I got a message from Olivera. They're still getting the place together, but with Carmen heading back, the colony's starting a new chapter. Maybe we should head out there at some point. Lend a hand? He pauses, unwilling to push it further. Just a thought. Anyway, just give the word. Seraphine smiles. We're all glad you're back. He turns and drifts away, leaving you among the cycling colors and cacophonous sounds of Flicker Row. You close your eyes and let them wash over you like a wave. There, in the dark of your mind, you search for Overseer, but the protocol does not appear. You wonder if, in that final moment, Overseer might have destroyed themselves to end Laine. But then you feel it, flickering nearby, a signal in the dark. You open your eyes and see something pass through the screens of Flicker Row, a shadow in all the brightness. Could Overseer still be here, in the ancient networks of Hapbep? You turn away and glide out of the row. You have other things to worry about now. Oh gosh, oh my goodness, oh my gosh! Break free of Laine's grip forever, yes! Hey, Cadet, how you doing? I'm overwhelmed. There's so much going on. How are you doing? Cadet finds you in Darkside Thoroughfare, a glass-roofed canyon of struts and screens. Not great. Cadet nods. I'm sorry to hear that. She looks around. We made it here, at least. She gestures around the broad street, with its layers of tech and dirt. Heart of the Belt. You look, really look, at the glass-roofed street. Its walls are built from scaffold and shipping containers, hull plates and Solheim Hab units. People glide across the open space to units and shops on the other side, and everywhere screens flicker and glare without a sense and reason. You can feel the heat, the power that flows through this place, collected by the vast solar cells that form the city's foundations. Heart is the right word. This place is a center of circulation, toned muscle, tough, and running to a beat. You turn to Cadet and see it in her eyes. She loves being here. I've been thinking, she glances away, of how good it would feel to run my airbike down these streets. She smiles. The city has to need couriers, right? That's a good idea. I know, she flexes her shoulders back. But there's some unfinished business weighing me down. She meets your eye. Hexport. Oh yeah. You think of the drive tucked away in the scatter yards, the one that contains the data stream from a drone mined vivisection, the one that might have caused the loss of an entire station. We need to go finish what we started. Cadet looks deadly serious. Find who's responsible and make it known. Clear my name. Is Hexport still irradiated? I would think so, she sighs, but it'll be fading. We can get in and out safely from what I know. And we better try soon, because the safer it gets, the more scavengers will come to pick the bones. We want there to be something left to tell the story. I know a lot just went down. Cadet puts a hand on her hip. But these clowns could still be operating. Hell, they could be trying the same thing again on this station. We need to go find what they did. She takes a deep breath. I'll be waiting. And maybe, once it's all done, she turns away. I'll let you take the first airbike ride through this place. She raises a hand, and then is gone. New contract on the map. We've got a new contract. Oh my gosh, so much stuff happened so quickly. Okay, wait, what's going on? The Hapep facility. Junie has gone straight to the Hapep core and has asked not to be disturbed. What's she doing down there? And then we've got the scrapper market. So you get scrap from here, scrap shift. Scrappers know their business, but they often have sorting and processing work for those who can spot corroded trash from valued scrap. Buy scrap components. Scrap components are bundled up in nets, most of them corroded beyond use, but with a careful eye, some good ones can be picked out. Process raw scrap. The scrappers will process your scrap in bulk, pay you for the offcuts, and return you the processed plates. It's not a bad deal. We've got Kenta's Corner. Kenta's Corner is a tiny booth built into a cramped alley selling the best tempura on Darkside. At least so Seraphine claims. Then we've got Flicker Row. Oh, Bliss is preparing the software to finish your reboot, a necessary procedure if you want to halt your frame's rapid decay. Utsubo's safe house. Oh, we have a house now! Maybe. Ankita and those working with her have gathered and packed a lot of the Utsubo materials, but they need moving out. Cleaning house. Utsubo collapsed while you were recovering, but its members and enforcers are still on Darkside. Search safe house. The safe house stretches deep into the block and beyond. Utsubo has many secrets, and it's time to reveal them. So we've got all... Oh, and Darkside Exchange. We can buy fuel. Massive fuel tanks feed the huge demand for propellant on Darkside. The system here is efficient, but it isn't the cheapest you'll find in the belt. Fill fuel. You have enough cryo. They can fill your fuel capacity in a single order. Buy supplies. The exchange is used to supplying crews with the best. They source from all over Darkside, and few other stations can compete with the variety. Fill supplies. If you have enough cryo, they can fill your supplies. Dang, there's a lot at Darkside. The rig. We also have this. We have our mushrooms. Okay, so we can look at Hexport, which might be a good idea, but it is a danger quest, so we would want to grab some stuff. Olivera's open again, but it's irradiated, so we need to go around. We'd have to probably stop at the scatter yards anyway. Wellspring is still not open. Interesting. Oh my goodness, look at all this. Revisit Olivera, so we can do that. Investigate Hexport, finish the reboot, clear out Utsubo. Wow, 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 wow. Oh man, we're still not done. Now here's my question, and I may look this up just to make sure. Does the reboot end the game? Is it over, or is it just another step in the journey? Actually, I'm gonna look that up now, because that'll change my decisions, depending on what it does. Okay, so according to the internet, the game ends on the reboot. I don't know what happens if we take time to do the reboot, but I think that means we should get stuff done. For sure, we should do Hexport. Olivera we could try. Clearing out Utsubo we could probably try too. I just don't know. Are we gonna start glitching? I'm not sure. I think when it gets to a certain point, we might just have to give up and do the reboot, but I don't know what happens when we do. I suppose we'll have to wait and see, so we probably have 1 or 2 more episodes to go before we're fully done. So we'll have to see, but oh my goodness, we defeated Laine. At the very least, we managed to do that. We're okay. We survived. I'm scared of what this reboot might do, but we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? But I think we'll be saving Hexport and all of that for next time. Until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, take back Darkside, and take down Laine, and have a good day.